Welcome to the Campus Kronos video tutorials. This training series will provide employees and time editors with information about managing compensatory time in the Campus Kronos timekeeping system. Compensatory time, or comp time as it will be called in this video, is an arrangement by which employees are given time off in lieu of overtime pay. Comp time hours are calculated at time and a half, the same as overtime, but instead of the employee receiving pay, a bank of hours is established for the employee to use as paid time off at a later date. Please review the full comp time policy and discuss with your supervisor before following the steps in this video. Details can be found on the UAB website in the Policy and Procedures Library. To find this and other policies, search by name, number, or keyword. Before we get started, I want to point out some aspects of the policy that relate to the task that will be covered in this video. First, overtime, whether paid or taken as comp time, must be pre-approved by your supervisor. Second, employees eligible for comp time are non-exempt Campus Kronos users who are full-time and in Workforce Group A. And last, employees may not accrue more than 240 hours of comp time. Please keep these in mind as you go through the training. This video will show time editors how to manage earning and taking of compensatory time on the employee time card and on the Reconcile time card Genie. Let's get started with earning comp time. Overtime is converted to comp time in Campus Kronos by a process called a work rule transfer. Time editors have the ability to add, remove, or change work rule transfers in the employee time card. Employees also have the ability to add a work rule transfer, but only before the overtime is worked. Please review the other videos in this series to become familiar with the employee process. When adding a work rule transfer, please remember that it must be added to a shift in which overtime hours were earned in order to have the desired effect. A work rule transfer has no effect if added to regular non-overtime hours. To add a work rule transfer to the time card, select the day of overtime, click in the transfer column and choose the appropriate work rule for the employee. Tab or click out of the field and save. The changes are immediately reflected in both totals and accruals. If you are unsure about which work rule should be used, right-click on the employee ID number and look for the pay rule. Comp time work rules use the same naming scheme with the addition of the words comp time. You can also verify whether the employee is eligible for comp time by looking at the accrual profile. Only employees with the phrase O1 Academic as part of the accrual profile name are eligible to earn and take comp time. Be careful that you do not add a work rule transfer to an ineligible employee. To change a work rule transfer, simply select from the drop-down menu. If the rule you need is not visible, choose Search, then select the Work Rule tab, and the full list of work rules will be displayed. To remove a work rule transfer, highlight the work rule and hit Delete on your keyboard. Tab or click out of the transfer column and save your change. It is important to remember that comp time can only be requested in the current pay period. If the work rule transfer is not added by the employee or time editor prior to payroll processing, the employee will be paid for the overtime hours. Also, comp time hours used as time off but not entered on the Kronos time card cannot be reprocessed on the TEL document. Compensatory time policy states that comp time must be used before vacation. Employees and time editors should check the comp time accrual balance before adding the vacation pay code to the time card. Comp time taken is indicated by using comp time pay on the time card or by using a cascading pay code called Comp Time Vacation. Comp Time Pay is added to the time card in the same way that other pay codes are entered. Select from the drop-down and enter the number of hours taken. Once the Comp Time bank is exhausted, enter vacation for any remaining time needed. Comp Time Vacation is a cascading pay code that will automatically select the pay code based on accrual availability. This code always follows the rule to use Comp Time Pay first and then vacation. The codes in purple are system generated. These two methods have the exact same effect on the time card totals and accrual balances. Comp Time Vacation use is optional. However, the policy should always be followed regardless of how the time is entered on the time card. The quickest way to see which employees have chosen to earn comp time in lieu of overtime is by looking at the Reconcile Time Card Genie. Two columns have been added to this Genie: Comp Time Earned and Comp Time Balance. Comp Time Earned displays the actual number of worked hours that are being converted to comp time in this period. The Comp Time Balance column shows the cumulative balance of comp time available to the employee. Time editors and managers should monitor this balance to ensure that employees do not exceed the maximum 240 hours allowed by policy. Once the maximum is reached, any overtime hours must be paid to the employee. Comp time pay used by the employee is included in the non-worked hours column. This column combines all paid time off. Before final time card approval, please verify that no ineligible employees have earned comp time by selecting the Ineligible Comp Time Earned Hyperfind query. This is a new query that will display any employee who has received comp time in error. If you have questions about comp time or other accruals, please contact HR Records at 205-934-4408 or HRM Records at uab.edu. For other Campus Cronus issues, you can reach the help desk at 205-934-5122 or email cronos@uab.edu.